It's a Friday night, so let's tell you about something fun. It's a popular way to explore downtown Houston, electric scooters. We talked to the owner of H-Town Scooter on the corners of St. Emmanuel and Walker Streets in Edo. He says business is booming as more people leave their homes and hit the streets. Mr. Rosales, when did you realize the market was right to put electric scooters in East Downtown Houston?
My son, my wife, and I went downtown one day and we saw the craze where everybody was out there riding them. I mean, it was tons of people out there. So the next weekend we came out with our family and some of the kids' friends. That was 16 of us. And we all rode. The next weekend we came out with 11 people and rode again. The third weekend we came out with another 16. But by that time, and at that time we were like, you know, we've done enough, we see the craze, let's go ahead and invest. So we did research, we looked at quality of the bike, the mileage on the bike, and the battery of it. And once we figured that out, we decided to go ahead and invest. And at that time, we still kind of were going between two companies. But we saw the Segway name, and that's what kept popping up. And since everybody knows the Segway,
everybody knows Segway.
Yeah, so we decided to go ahead and buy our Segway bikes and go from there. And I think we got our first shipment in March the 1st. So March 2nd, we came out, we tested it out, and from there, we've kind of grown. We went from being on the Discovery Green side to moving over to St. Emmanuel, and we've steadily grown since then. We get a lot of repeat customers that come back to us a good majority of the time because of our bikes, but mainly it's they love our customer service, and that's what us as a family.
But the scooter business is just not about fun.
No.
You make them sign documents.
Yes, sir.
You have to protect yourself and them as well. Do you give them any advice whatsoever before they go out on those scooters?
Yes, sir. We make them sign waivers to let them know that they're liable, they're getting on it at their own risk. From there, we let them know of the city ordinance. So anything in the business district, anything in, the Galleria and the Med Center. You can be on the street in those areas. You cannot be on the sidewalk. If you're caught on the sidewalk, it's a $200 fine. So we do.
And now you're seeing in different places where signs are popping up, no scooters allowed.
Yes, sir.
When at one point, like last year, we didn't have any scooters.
No, we didn't. And it's kind of crazy, because some people have ran into people that are walking or, say that their pets have almost gotten hit, which is understandable. And we try to promote and let everybody know that they've got to be safety cautious where they're going. If they're on the street, they have to obey all traffic laws, stop signs, red lights, and the right-of-ways. So
on the average night, about how many scooters do you rent at H-Town Scooters?
We have 40, so we go through, we'll probably go through all 40 in an hour at times.
In an hour?
In an hour, yes. On the weekends, like Fridays and Saturdays, we usually have anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour and a half wait just for people to ride. And it's a constant turnaround, and it's great for us. People are having fun. We get a lot of first-timers that come out here who have never ridden, and we'll show them, what you need to do, how to ride. And you do get some people that are scared or, in their head that they can't do it. But after just a small little tutorial, 5-10 minutes, they're good.
Now, you're located around in an area where there are a lot of bars.
Yes, sir.
Do you ever tell someone, your drunk ass is not getting on my scooter?
We have. There's been quite a few people that could not stand up, and they were like, well, I'll pay you, I'll give you extra. And I'm like, we can't do it. It's a liability, We would be taking the risk, and we can't do it. We haven't had anybody be really persistent to where they're like, okay, I really want to ride, I'll pay X amount of money. No, they pretty much were like, you're right, I'm good, and keep going.
So there's a whole gang right there with H-Town Scooters.
Yes, sir.
Hey guys, give me a wave. That's the whole crew, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Everybody who's there is all family related. We're family owned, family operated.
As you can see on that table, a lot of documents before you to sign before you walk away with that scooter. So Mr. Rosales is very careful out there. But with fun sometimes comes a bit of danger if you aren't careful. We talked to an ER doctor about the injuries he sees from electric scooters and people that aren't playing it safe. We'll be back with more Factor in just a moment. And welcome back to the Factor Uncensored on this Friday night. Okay, so you know all about the electric scooter craze now in the Houston area, how to rent them and how fun they are. But too much fun could cost you. An ER doctor shares what injuries he has seen in his emergency room from scooter accidents. First, Dr. Kudrat, let it be established, you're not against scooters. You have a scooter yourself, right?
Yeah, I love these things.
As an ER doctor, you've seen injuries, trouble in the ER room.
That's right, Isaiah. I love electric scooters, but like anything with wheels and a motor, there's always a risk of falling and getting injured.
What are some of the injuries that you've seen at your ER?
Some of the most common injuries are going to be people falling and hurting their wrist, their ankles. We've seen broken bones. We've seen head injuries and lacerations.
Do you think it's people not properly prepared for riding scooters or a mix of alcohol? Because what we see in this area, a lot of bars and a lot of people just coming out the bars and renting scooters.
That's right. It's all the above, actually. Sometimes people who don't really know how to balance on these things will jump on a scooter for the first time, hit full speed, and get themselves into trouble. In addition, driving, no matter what it is, mixing it with alcohol is never a good idea. And we're seeing a lot of injuries of people getting really drunk and jumping on a scooter.
You have to be careful out there with those scooters, but they're absolutely fun. I had an opportunity to ride one, and it is totally fun. Not your grandma and your grandpa's scooter. This is electric and new, and they get up to speed sometimes 20 miles per hour. Now, here's some tips from Dr. Kudrat. He says, pretend you are invisible. No one can see you. Not even the drivers. They're not used to scooters being on the roads and likely won't see you or pay attention to you. So be extra careful when you are on that road. Plus, go slow, very slow. If you hit a bumpy road or uneven pavement at full speed, you'll lose control and wipe out. Also, it should go without saying, don't drink and ride the scooters. Dr. Kudrat says he's seen a lot of people in this ER with gashes in their head from scooters, but you absolutely have to be careful out there.